Hey guys, just checking in. Hope all is well. Um, I'm gonna throw a question out there, and I want y'all to think about it. Once the podcast launches, we're gonna talk more in depth about it. But I want y'all to think about this question: do you feel like you are a independent thinker? Do you feel like you think for yourself? Okay, think about that for a second. I say that to say we only know what we know, and you guys have heard me say that multiple times. The reason I say that is, as kids, we do what our parents tell us to do, or whoever raised us told us to do, right? So if they're telling you to do this and telling you to do that, telling you to do that, telling you to do that, um, and not allowing you to question anything. You know how growing up they used to say, "Don't go across the street, don't do this, don't do that," and then you ask why? Because I said so, right? So if you tell them because I said so, how are they really learning? If you're not explaining the rationale behind the no, where's the learning coming from? Don't you think we would have less mistakes in life, and we're gonna make our mistakes, right? Nobody's perfect, right? We be trying to figure it out. But when it comes to our kids, for example, myself, um, I was never really told like drugs are bad. Don't do drugs. Don't drink alcohol, right? Believe it or not, I learned just by seeing and observing, right? I grew up with two drug addicted parents that was on crack cocaine. So the way it looks for a person on crack cocaine, I'm like looking as a kid, you know, what the heck, going on with them? Why their eyes look like that? Why their mouth keep moving like that? And I was like, whatever the hell they on, I don't want no parts of it. I thought about that as a kid. Them not being there, the broken promises, the trauma I was experiencing, that I realized something wasn't right as a kid, feeling abandoned, feeling neglected, feeling scared, not feeling safe, right? But we don't know how to express our feelings because we're just kids. But we know in our spirit, in our heart, during that time that something's not right, but we can't pinpoint exactly what it is because we don't understand those feelings at that time. So the independent thinking, I feel like we need to ask our kids who they are. What do you like to do? What makes you happy? I see a lot of parents forcing their kids to do particular sports. Why is that? If they're not interested in it, why are you forcing them to do something that they're not interested in? you know Kids will sit there and say, well, I really enjoy doing this, and then you got parents like, well, that's not a successful, you're not going to be successful doing that. Who are you to tell them this is their life, this is their journey? They're going to make mistakes just like we made mistakes. So you can't expect them to be perfect because we're not perfect. And you got to allow them to make their mistakes just like we made our mistakes. But in order to do that, you have to get them to think for themselves, not to do what everybody else is doing. They may be so creative, and we may have some underlying geniuses that we don't know anything about because we don't take the time out to talk to our children and really get to know our children and understand them. You know what I mean? And just being able to look at it from a logical perspective and not putting our emotion into everything, because at the end of the day, it's not just about us. We trying to raise our kids the best that we know how with what we have, right? And as I always state before, we want to be better for our kids, for our grandkids, the next generations to come. And in order to do that, we have to think about the other person, whether they're a child or not. They're human beings just like we are. They're just little small human beings, just like we were. So, yes, we have amazing communication in my household because I allow my kids to ask questions. Um, I explain to them, you know, the answers in depth. And if they ask me something that I'm not sure about or I don't know, I'm like, shoot, I'm not sure. Let's figure it out together, because I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm allow my kids to be who they are and try to guide them um, to be able to navigate through this life in a healthy way, being able to um, speak their mind, which is fine, but it's not what you how it's not what you do, it's how you do it, right? So teaching them how to talk to people, respect their elders, you know. But I don't teach them to not question adults. It's okay with questioning an adult, but it's how you do it. Don't be disrespectful. Watch your tone, watch your body language, things like that. But no, I would never raise them to not ask questions. Absolutely ask questions. Absolutely. If you don't understand something, yeah, ask questions. Ask questions, you know. So, um, because you find out as you become an adult that you really didn't even know who you were. And here you are trying to do that self evaluating and healing from those traumas because you're trying to figure out who you are. Because you were never free to be who you are. You know what I mean? So I'm saying this to say, to alleviate all that extra work in the future, let's try to minimize the traumas that our kids have to experience that we're actually causing, not knowing that we're causing traumas. You know what I mean? So look at those different emotions that we have, you know, even with the boys, you know, um, boys were always taught not to cry, suck it up, crying is for the weak, you know, get over it, this, that, and the other. I don't think that's healthy, to be honest, because it's okay for a man to cry. It's okay for a boy to cry. That doesn't make him weak. He has emotions just like any other human being. So you have to teach your kids to express their emotions. That's why the suicide rate for men in particular is so high, because they have been taught and conditioned to keep their feelings within, which is not healthy. Just imagine you going through stuff in life and you feel like you can't be vulnerable with anybody. You can't be open with anybody. That would drive anybody crazy, right? So in order for us to change, you guys, we have to change the narrative, right? We are in control of our future. We can't change our past, but we definitely can control our future, and that's by making changes, making better decisions, trying to be better, recognizing when you're wrong and trying to fix your wrong, right? At some point, we have to want to be better for our kids. Our kids need us. Our kids need us, right? Um, So I just wanted to y'all ponder on that. Like I said, podcasts will be launching in January. So all these kind of snippet videos that I'm throwing out there will be talked more into depth, but it's going to be other people on the platform with different perspectives, because you guys may not necessarily agree with what I'm saying, but I like to get other perspectives for you guys to possibly be able to relate to somebody, right? And then we kind of come together and talk about that. But again, it's Expanded Perspective Podcast coming to you guys in January. I'll be shooting these videos out to you guys whenever I feel on my spirit to let y'all know about any information coming your way. Again, as always, stay encouraged, stay blessed, keep that positive energy, keep them vibrations up. Love you guys. You guys take care. Peace.